3 Hot, 3 Not. This is the series in which I look at the 3 hottest wrestlers from the last PLE and the not hottest wrestlers, cold if you will, from the last PLE. We're going to do Saturday Main Event, count it as a PLE because it's a big special deal. However, I'm going to throw in an added bonus hot wrestler, and that's going to be Trick Williams. Whoop, that Trick.
What?
Because last night, he actually won the TNA Championship from...
Say his name and he appears. I believe in
Joe Hendry on Battleground, which is just insane to me that a TNA title is being won by a WWE guy and a WWE PLE. Insane. Trick Williams is now the TNA champion. So he's red hot. And so yeah, an NXT guy is the TNA champion. Now I don't have a TNA belt to give away, but I got an NXT belt to give away. So if you want to win this belt right here, all you got to do is comment below and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, ding ding ding, notification, and maybe a thumbs up. This thumb wants you to up the thumb that's down there. So up the thumb, please. I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to quit the day job and produce wrestling content full time. So help me out and engage in the channel. Your first hot wrestler is going to be Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, out of the ashes, he has returned, and he has returned with a vengeance, the path of destruction, picking up where he left off. CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. They were feuding, they're fighting, there's a tag team match at Saturday's Main Event. At one point, CM Punk is outside, and Bronson Reed comes out of nowhere and just steamrolls him through the barricade, and then he gets in the ring after Braun Breaker then pins Sami Zayn. He gets in the ring, and there's a little bit of a tense showdown between Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and then Seth Rollins just, says, welcome to the team, and now we got a power trio with Paul Heyman on the outside, and this is a big deal for Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed had a standout year last year. Oh boy, howdy did he. He out of nowhere, it started actually, he had a decent first half. It was like nothing to be ashamed of the first half of the year, but the second half of the year, it started with him just destroying Seth Rollins of all people, and then he went on to War Games, got injured because he jumped off the cage like a moron. Don't do that. I know you want to entertain the fans, but you don't need to kill yourselves, people, to entertain us. So I'm glad he's all right, though. When I say moron, I mean that in a very loving way. I just don't want you boys and girls to hurt yourselves. But yeah, so he was out of commission, and now he's back. Day one, makes an impact and joins Seth Rollins, who I believe is going to be the big 2025 big bad. And so yeah, what more can you ask for? Now, I personally think that he could have not joined the group and had a pretty good singles run, solo run, and everything, but be that as it may, he's in the Seth Rollins group. Hopefully they get a name, but whatever the case may be, he made an impact. He's in the Seth Rollins group, and yeah, Bronson Reed, he's hot right now. So who is cold? This one sucks, but I gotta put Chelsea Green on this list. It's like insane that she's on this list because whenever she appears on TV, it's like she dominates. She's the star. She steals every scene. It's like she commands a presence, and yet I'm putting her on this list because she has basically lost 8 of her last appearances. Like, oh my gosh, the last 8 times she's been in the ring, she's lost. How is that possible? That sucks. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. She's like so good, so funny, so hilarious. They're gonna drew her. I'm afraid they're drewing her in that Drew McIntyre is such a character in which he could lose over and over again and then just kind of like shrug it off and then instantly go into an amazing banger of a feud. And that's kind of what like they're doing to Chelsea Green. And for a minute, I didn't allow it to put Drew McIntyre on the cold list, but now I'm starting to see that it's not as great of a character trait as I once thought, because it just gives them an excuse to leave leave you out of the main event scene and put everybody else over. And we'll talk Drew later. We're talking Chelsea now, but it applies. Chelsea Green is so amazing, so awesome. They're using her to get other people over, and I'm okay with that to a point. She can get other people over, but she still needs to have victories herself. She still needs to look strong herself. We don't have to make her lose every single time. I mean, she lost like, what, 2 or 3 non-title bouts to Zelina before actually just losing to Zelina, and then she loses the rematch. It's like, as a character, she's fine, but as a wrestler with a win-loss record who needs championships, yeah, cold. Unfortunately, I hate that because I love Chelsea Green. So now we're going to go to a hot character, and that's going to be Solo Sakoa. Now, Solo was not on the PLE, the Saturday Night's Main Event, and typically, if it's like a tiebreaker between someone who was on the main event and someone who was not, well, I usually go with someone who was on the main event or the PLE. But the way Triple H does things now, it's like he kind of sets up large things to happen on SmackDown, but doesn't necessarily carry them over to PLE. So every once in a while, I just have to reach into the main show proper, because if I was to go off of the show, the contenders for this hot spot would be Damian Priest, who won his match against Drew McIntyre. However, I feel though he's still missing something. There's something that's not fully connected yet with Damian Priest. He is starting to connect. This was a very good feud. I still feel it was more on the back of Drew McIntyre than Damian Priest, and so while he's coming out looking good, I still feel that Solo is hotter. The other person I could have put here would be Cody Rhodes. Actually, Cody Rhodes returned. He returned, and, you know, he beat up John Cena, and he cut a promo saying, "You've ruined enough." And the reason why Cody Rhodes is not on the hot list is because he made a stupid decision. Now, I get it. The writers made the stupid decision, but I'm not going to put the writers on the cold or hot list. I'm just not going to do it. So, the character is the one that gets on the list, and Cody Rhodes literally booked a match for John Cena, one of his few last appearances, so he could be in a tag match. Cody, why wouldn't you just book yourself to have a one-on-one match with John Cena? Why would you instantly put Jey Uso in a tag match with you against Logan Paul and John Cena? Now, it'd be different if the GMs made that match, but no, Cody Rhodes made that match somehow, some way. So that in itself made him look kind of stupid. So therefore, he started off hot and then ended up stupid. Therefore, he doesn't get to be on the hot list. And I go to Solo Sakoa. The reason it goes to Solo is because here's a dude who, like, basically since January 6th, all right, has looked like a chump. He has looked like a chump to everybody. No confidence, no nothing. Jacob Fatu just completely overshadowing him, interrupting him, just whatever it could be. Solo Sikoa was just kind of like, he got his appearance at WrestleMania was to hype up Jacob Fatu. Like, this was the big bad of last year, and his big appearance is just hyping someone up at WrestleMania. You're like, the guy that you brought in, your muscle, it's like, oh my gosh, it was painful. I was embarrassed for Solo, and then out of nowhere, over the last month, he has just rebuilt himself. Like, I don't think I've ever seen someone rebuild their aura this quick. Solo Sikoa is back to being a boss. He's pretty much like him and Jacob. Now he's interrupting Jacob. Now he's kind of making fun of Jacob. Now he is right back at the helm of the family, not the bloodline, the family, I think they're calling themselves, and he's just rebuilding himself. He has rebuilt himself. He's funny. He's amusing. Remember last year when he was like, I bought a t-shirt, I got tickets? That's the Solo we're getting now. We're getting a very confident and yet maybe like egotistical, sarcastic, hilarious Solo Sikoa, and I love it. Solo Sikoa rebuilt himself, and he's hot. Solo Sikoa, red hot. I would dare say hotter than Jacob Fatu right now, even, in my opinion. I can understand why others would think that Jacob is on a rocket ship. They both are, but I'm putting Solo on this list. Now we go to the cold list. I'm also going to put another non-person from Saturday night's main event on this list because, yeah, R-Truth lost, but a loss doesn't make you on the cold list. And I felt R-Truth's loss was more enhancement for the overall storyline of John Cena, who's red hot. We'll talk about him in a second. And so, yeah, I feel like, you know what? R-Truth just got a prominent spot on network TV. He's hot. He's still pretty hot. On the cold list, though, I'm going to take someone from SmackDown as well, and that's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura. They dusted him off so he could lose a triple threat. He was a means to get LA Knight, into Money in the Bank without making Aleister Black look bad. And yeah, you know, I get that because they're not doing anything with Shinsuke. The problem is they're never really doing anything with Shinsuke. The guy's just there. The guy's there, ready to go. Awesome. He has an awesome character even. He looks crazy amazing when he comes out. We know how to make him cut a promo now. We just don't have him speak English. We just put subtitles on and have like a montage of creepy paintings, and that makes Shinsuke look awesome and amazing. And yet, when he won the U.S. title last year, or this year, whatever it was, they did absolutely nothing with it. Here was a guy that was just reborn, and like, the sky was the limit, and yet we just limited him at, like, he didn't even get to the sky. It was like, he just went underwater right away. Like, the limit was like, he won the title, and that was the limit. There was no sky. No sky whatsoever. Poor Shinsuke Nakamura, and it sucks because he is so freaking good, even at this age. Shinsuke Nakamura isn't that old. He's as old as Randy Orton, okay? He's 45 years old. He can go for a while. Like, he doesn't need to just be a jobber at this state, and yeah, like, literally, he exists to be dusted off and just put people over. So, Shinsuke Nakamura, he is ice cold. Now, let's do our part-timers. Our part-timers right now, we'll say, I'll put Logan Paul as a part-timer, and he's lukewarm. Lukewarm because he's in these, like, prominent spots. He just had a feud with Jey Uso, got a main event match, and yet it just, I don't know, it felt like nothing special. It didn't feel special at all. And at no point did I really think Logan Paul was going to win. And then when he does lose, he's instantly in a matchup where now he's going to be teaming up with John Cena. That's a pretty prominent role. But again, it just, I don't know, Logan Paul, it used to feel special when he appeared. Love or hate the guy, it felt special, felt like a big deal. And now it just kind of feels like, Logan Paul's here. You either turn off the TV or you say, I don't like him as a person, but he's talented in the ring. Like, those are your two options. It's not feeling like the big a deal that it was like a year or two ago. That said, he's not cold, but he's not hot. He's just lukewarm. John Cena, your other part-timer, I'm going to say is red hot. Red hot. He just beat R-Truth. His time is a ticking, and now he got himself in a match where he doesn't have a chance to even lose his belt. So he's outsmarting Cody Rhodes left and right. And yeah, John Cena, he's still just, he's hot. People make excuses for why he can have bad matches. He comes out whenever he pleases. He says the crowd sucks, and then he kind of like, he gets confronted, and then he takes a move, passes out, and that's his appearance until the pay-per-view when he's eventually going to either low blow you or hit you with the title. Maybe he's not hot. Well, no, he's hot, but I mean, he's hot, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I should be. A John Cena heel turn should be legendary, and yet it's like, it's more like we're justifying his actions more so than not. We're making excuses on how to make this not as bad as it probably really is. And yeah, I'm enjoying it, but, you know, there's a giant asterisk on my enjoyment of John Cena's heel turn. That said, he's hot. Red hot? No, not red hot, but he's definitely hot. Like I would burn myself. He's like a sunburn, you know? You're gonna survive a sunburn, but if someone touches you or slaps you on the sunburn, it's gonna hurt. So that's what John Cena is. He's on the hot side, but he's just like a sunburn. Very superficial, on the surface hot. Let's go cold now. Cold is Drew McIntyre, and basically everything I said about Chelsea Green just copy and paste that to Drew McIntyre. And yeah, you know, I made up the saying of getting drewed for Chelsea. Well, it comes from Drew McIntyre. He turned this nothing feud of Damian Priest into something awesome and amazing and great. And look at him, he's losing. Now, I will say this. There is a caveat to this, in that he did do an interview where he said he can't even turn his neck. He cannot turn his neck fully left. The dude's injured, so he's probably going to wait to get healed up. But we're not supposed to really know that. Therefore, we can only judge it on what we see on TV, on the screen. And what I saw was Damian Priest, someone way below, well, maybe not way below, but definitely below Drew McIntyre, winning clean with a concerto in a steel cage match. Yes, he did walk away, and it was hilarious. Jesse Ventura crashing out on that. In my day, old man yelling at a cloud. In my day, we pinned them. We escaped the cage. We didn't walk out of the cage, so that was hilarious. But yeah, Damian Priest, he won, and that just makes Drew McIntyre cold. Where do we go from here? Where does Chelsea Green go? Where does Drew McIntyre go from here? They're not in Money in the Bank. They don't have any championship titles like in their future, any matches in their future, so it's like, gotta say they're cold. Unfortunate, which sucks, because literally Chelsea Green and Drew McIntyre are two of my favorite wrestlers right now, currently, and I gotta put him on the cold list. That hurts. That hurts my soul. And now we go to our final hot, and people are gonna hate me. People are gonna hate me for this, but gotta call it. Yeet. Jey Uso, he, like, you know how people say he has like 3 moves? Well, this dude has 4 feuds. He has more feuds than moves right now, in that Jey Uso is feuding with Seth Rollins' group of Seth and Braun Breaker, now Bronson Reed as well, and then he's also feuding with Logan Paul. He's feuding with Gunther, and now we just added John Cena to the mix. And he's teaming up with Cody Rhodes. So it's like a lot of things are going on for Jey Uso. Like, I don't think I've ever seen someone with this many feuds on his plate before. And it's like, it's kind of cool, honestly. I'm kind of digging it. I think Triple H is trying to prove the internet wrong and saying that Jey Uso is a main event guy, because, like, holy crap, this dude is feuding with everybody. It went from, like, oh my God, his first feud is Logan Paul, to, oh my God, he's adding a new feud every week. And so, like, I'm kind of here for it, honestly. That's one good way to make your champion strong. He just beat Logan Paul in the main event on network TV. Jey Uso's hot. He's hot. Gotta put him on the hot list. So there you have my 3 hot, 3 not list. You know what? It was like, you could argue that there was more people that could have been on the hot list. The Wyatts, Tiffany Stratton, the SmackDown Tag Team Division, all pretty dang hot. Dominic Mysterio actually still kind of in that mix, and Roxanne Perez. You know, like, it's a good time to be a WWE fan once again. The further we get away from that horrible WrestleMania 41 debacle, thank you, The Rock, things are just getting better. Things are getting better. It was very difficult to figure out who to put on the hot list, and actually who to put on the cold list, because there's not that many cold wrestlers right now, and that's another good thing. Even Drew and Chelsea Green, they're not ice cold. They're more like chilled. They're like chilled. They're a chilled margarita. There's a couple ice cubes in their margarita. That's how cold they are. They're not that cold, you know. So yeah, that's a good thing. Boys, girls, you're hot. Each and every one of you, you're hot, and Goldberg's not. So I appreciate you, and have a good day.